Okay, now I would like to show you one game from round 5 of the lost Olympiad. It's between the team USA, Kazan, and Hungary, with this player that I honestly don't think I knew, and so I don't know. Kazan was a Grandmaster level, and that's a fact. So he got beaten in this game, but practically I think Kazan played 16 games in this Olympiad. He won 13, drew 2, and this is the only one that he lost. So he had a really an amazing performance. So let's enjoy round 5. So Kazan was white and Steiner from Hungary was black. Notice that I realize this book has never been read. Also, if it was a second-hand book, so it was used, but it has never been read because I'm opening it now. You can feel it. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, bishop b4, check. Bishop d2, bishop takes d2, queen takes d2. Reserving c3 for the knight by developing the king-knight fourth, this is the king-knight. Kazan has avoided all well-analyzed Ninso-Indian lines. Steiner continues in Queen's Indian style. So what means Queen's Indian? That he played this, b6. g3, bishop a6. An interesting idea. Instead of going to b7 at once, when the white bishop goes to g2, the c4 pawn will be under pressure, and to defend it by b3 would set up the sort of pawn chain white does not want on the color of his remaining bishop. So practically they say that white doesn't want to have the pawns on the light squares. Queen c2, c5, bishop g2, knight c6. D takes c5, b takes c5, castle, castle. Knight b d2. So the knight goes to d2 after all. Black has a satisfactory game with a secure king side and good prospects of queen side attack based on the b file, because this b file is open. Rook b8, b3. The white square pawn chain has to be set up. Black methodically builds up the pressure in his half-open file. Rook b6, rook f e1, knight b4, queen c3, d6, a3, knight c6. The knight returns, having spent 2 moves in achieving a small positional objective, the weakening of a square b3. That was the positional objective, which, as things turns out, is the very thing that is going to win the game. Wow, interesting. Rook a b1, queen b8, knight g5. Kazan is not the man to sit and watch his queenside being systematically crushed. His strategy now is a diversionary kingside attack, which ought at least to discourage black from committing his forces too wholeheartedly to the queen side. Rook c8, but Steiner continues regardless. Knight d e4, knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, now we are both attacking here, h6. The kingside operations begin to bite black as to move one of his king shelter pawns. Knight f3, bishop b7, bishop c2. Wow, he wants to do this. A fine dual purpose move. It begins a problemist turn maneuver, preparing to put the queen in front of the bishop on the diagonal while at the same time reinforcing the troublesome point b3. Okay, that's good. Queen c7, queen d3, g6, another weakening. The game is running parallel to the great chaos of battle in round 2, where white plays for mate, black tries for the queenside breakthrough. One waits to see whose nerve will be the fourth to crack. And now he plays h4, h5, rook b d1. Kazan, in his prime, plays true to his style, forcing the pace, compelling black to make defensive moves. He shifts the action from the b to the d file. Rook d8, queen e3. Wow. And now he sets his sights on the dark square around the black king. White seems to have regained a strong initiative. King g7, rook d2, e5, king h2, knight d4, knight takes d4, c takes d4. Thus the d-file has been blocked against the white rooks, but Kazdan, who always has half an eye on the endgame, probably glanced with satisfaction at his queenside majority. He has 3 pawns against 1, and okay, there is this one to beat. Before resuming his nagging attention to the king side. Queen g5. But now you're black, and you need to pause the video and decide what would you play as black, because here there is an amazing move that black can play at this point. In fact, there is also a diagram in the book, okay? Let's see what black did, okay? Let's go. Boom! Rook takes b3, a real startler. In the diagram position, white seemed to be taking a firm grip on the game with his pressure on g6, preventing the f-pawn from moving. Why g6? Because this and this are attacking, so if he does this, boom. Prospects of a break-in by g4, okay? Because once you take, then there is h5, okay? And in reserve, a safe queenside majority. Now, in a single move, his game is destroyed. The queenside majority is gone, and horrors, his queen is suddenly in deadly danger. If the bishop accepts the offer, rook takes. The white king is instantly mated, white queen, sorry, by f6. For g6 will not be twice attacked. Well, interesting. Yeah, because practically after this f6, where does it go? Cannot go here, cannot go here, cannot go here, cannot go here, cannot go here. So obviously there is a little problem here, right? So it seems Kasdan should have played queen back before, quite before, okay? Okay. So what did White play here? He cannot take, otherwise he loses the queen. He played f4, a good try. If this pawn can get to f5, the queen will be safe. But Steiner is too quick for him. In view of Black's brilliantly decisive continuation, it looks as though White should have taken the two rooks at this point. By queen takes d8 and then bishop takes d3. Do you know why? Because now there is another amazing move by Black, which is boom, d3. Beautifully cutting the diagonal and sealing the fate of a queen. The pawn can be taken in three ways, all of them disastrous. So let's see what happened in the game. Rook takes d3, f6, rook takes d6, which is good. Kasdan the fighter makes the best of a bad job. You must not take on d6, and obviously because you would have this, okay? Queen takes g6, because at this point the diagonal is open. So what did Black play? Boom. Rook takes g6, king f7, f takes g5, but now there is another incredible move by Black. Let's see if you can see it. If you can't, let me show it to you. Boom! Rook f3. E takes f3. Rook d2. King h3. Boom! And rook takes c2. And obviously White gave up. Why White gave up? Because there is a queen, rook, this is going to fall down. It's a mess. It's definitely a mess. A very beautiful game by Steiner that beat Kasdan, that was one of the strongest grandmasters of that time in the United States of America. Next round will be round 6.